Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Grapplers Academy. We're back again looking at a continuation of the technique from last week. So if you haven't looked at it already, go and check that out. First we were looking at how to set up an armbar using the Kimura grip from underneath on half guard. Quite effective, but Sai's going to show us a way how to counter that today. So for all of you that have been pulling it off this week, great, you're about to get it taken back on you.
That's it, yeah.
Put on the receiving end of it.
So yeah, this sort of bit more movement involved. But if someone is trying to set up some sort of armbar from the Kimura grip from bottom, also have in mind that you've got a grip of their arm as well, and you're using that sort of knowledge to run around the far side and attack the armbar. And this attack with the last week's attack as well, it's a bit more of who gets there first. And if you're aware of both techniques, it's going to give you a bit of the advantage to land your submission first, whether you're from the top or from the bottom. So show it from this side here first. You'll sort of see Bond's got the Kimura grip on there, and I'm defending it here nice and tightly. So we've got this top arm here already as well. We've got the wrist control as well as Bond having the wrist control on us. So we're going to let them sort of let us pass, so we'll almost let them think that we're falling for their trap. As soon as we get to here, I like to use my free hand and I'm based on the hip. I'm going to step up my outside leg, go active toes near the foot, and I'm going to jump up, spin around. Now the knee that's near the head goes underneath the armpit, this leg stays where it is. I'm going to sit back and keep the arm here, and as I'm spinning around, I go from being hand on my stomach to hand on my opposite thigh. Once I get to here, I'm going to pinch the legs together, start to work on breaking the grip, and fall back and extend. Now the footwork here is the sort of trickiest one, and it's worth getting quite a few reps before you go for this, so you can sort of get the timing right and get the movement right as well. Otherwise you're just going to end up falling over and not catching anything and turning it into a scramble. So again, he's coming through, he's got this here. Now in my head now I know I've got Bond's arm, so as soon as he starts to sort of let me pass, thinking oh I'm falling into his trap, I'm going to step up, round the head, active toes near the foot, post on the hip, turn around, sit backwards, bring this arm with me. Now he's already in a slightly weakened grip already because he's got the wrist grip on himself and on myself, so it's harder for him to go back to a stronger armbar defense grip. So all we've got to do now is just start to strip away the grips and then extend the arm for the finish.
I think one good thing that does well, the basing on the hips with the hand, is takes away all the movement needed for me to be able to swivel underneath and pull off that armbar from last week. If you watched last week's video, quite an important thing was being able to move the hips underneath and rotate in. So with the way that Sai's showing to set up that pressure from the top, it kind of basically eliminates the possibility for me to do that. So again, even more so than being a 50-50 battle, it's stacking the balance in your odds.
Yeah, just like if you were to beat your opponent to get in the armbar from last week, as soon as they've got up, you have to move your hips first, and if you're on top, you have to pin their hips first. It's kind of who's going to get there first.
Yeah, sometimes Kimura grips can be like a 50-50 exchange on the legs.
Yeah.
Because you both got your arm entangled in a reasonably similar manner. One's got better control over the wrist than the other, but the mechanics are kind of the same both ways around.
No, definitely. And like I said, like we've mentioned earlier, there's a lot of attacks that come from this Kimura grip chain, both top and bottom as well. Like you've got the counter Kimura, you've also got the way to angle the hips out, step over, and use your legs to separate the arm from the body. So there's lots and lots that can be learned to add to your game from this position.
Yeah, very strong grip, applicable in lots of positions, and even if you don't get one of your desired submissions off it, there's a pretty high percentage chance that you're going to end up in a more dominant controlling position with that grip, so enabling you to set up back takes or whatever you want to add on and tack on from there as you expand your game.
Yeah, definitely. If you'd like to see any other techniques from this position, drop us a comment below and let us know what you'd like to see. And if you're landing any of this in your rolls, let us know as well. We'd love to hear some feedback and see how you get on with these techniques. Bonafide PT, coached by Si, and we'll see you next week. This is the Grapplers Academy.